Hey, what is up guys? DRC3 here, back with another My Hero Ultra Impact video, and I thought what better way to start off 2023 than with a showcase of my profile. We have recently hit 6 million battle power, actually a little bit ago before I actually pulled this Deku that you see right here and the Holiday Threads Todoroki. I think I was just barely at 6 million, so getting those 2 URs and then getting them leveled up obviously got me quite a bit over the 6 million BP. So for this video, I'm going to be showing you guys my characters, my memories, and just talking about what some of my favorite characters are and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and head over to the character screen. Okay, so starting off with all the characters just kind of here by level, I have 5 characters that are over level 100. I still have actually a lot of characters that I am working on getting past level 100. I actually have a lot of characters that have DX routes available and stuff like that. Like if I go to the level up menu here and hit character level up, these are all the characters that can actually reach level 110 or higher. So all of these UR characters right here, I have DX pieces for, and there's actually more UR characters in this that I've just fully done their advanced leveling for already, so you can't see them here. But I got quite a few characters that I have at least one copy for. I think there's honestly like 3 or 4 characters, well, 3 or 4 general pool characters that I don't have a DX piece for, and then of course whatever limited characters or the fantasy characters I don't have DX pieces for. The only fantasy character I have a DX piece for is Fantasy Jiro, and of course I have leveled her up. As you guys saw, she is level 110 already. And then besides that, if we count up all my level 100 characters, I got 6 on the top row, 12, 18, 24, and 25, 26. 26 URs that are level 100, I believe. If I didn't count that wrong, let's just double check. 6, 12, 18, 24, yeah, 26. 26 characters that are level 100, and that is a year's worth of progress basically that you guys are seeing right there. So if you want to know how long it takes to level up roughly 25 URs to level 100 with paying to play and doing your summons and stuff like that, this is not free to play obviously. About a year to get 26 URs to level 100, which is actually just ridiculous. And then below I have all my level 90s, 85 characters and stuff like that. The characters that I have investment in up to level 100 are generally the more useful characters. The characters I don't have up to level 100 out of these characters, who am I going to be working on next? I think Ida is a strong contender. I'll probably be trying to get Ida up to level 100 because he's actually really useful. And then who else? I want to get Sue up to level 100 because she does have the crit rate. That's pretty good. I would like to get the purple Jiro up to level 100 because she's really, really good, low cooldowns, and she has the status elements and stuff like that. The technical hits, she's actually really, really good for VE Tower and can be decent in PvP, like as a sub unit for Confuse and stuff like that. Not the best currently in the meta for PvP, but purple Jiro still really decent. And then let's see, on the next row, is there anyone else really worth leveling right away? At least for the content in game right now, I don't think there's anyone that needs to be leveled right now, other than maybe I would work on Present Mike. Present Mike's pretty important, and Dobby. Dobby is really good as well. Besides that, like Best Genius, I mean, I'll work on him. That'll happen just as I go through Climax Battle, so he'll be level 100 here in a few days. But then like Hawks and Toga and Twice and these Dekus at the bottom, not really at the top of my priority list. Even like I've had World Heroes Mission, World Heroes Missions Deku for a whole year already, because obviously he came out when the game first came out on global, and I have not gotten him past level 85 just because he is not that great. And then down here I have the new Black Whip Deku. He's only level 80 because I don't have enough stars to level him up. I would like to get him to around 85, 90. I don't, kind of like the same thing with the other Dekus though. I don't find him super useful, so he's not really going to be worth getting to level 100 right away. Whereas like the Green Hawks here, I actually just pulled him fairly recently as well, and I only have him up to level 85. This is a character I could see myself getting to level 100 for PvP purposes. Like he is actually pretty decent in PvP, so I might eventually work on getting him to level 100, but I feel like I already have enough kind of somewhat meta characters that are level 100 that I don't really need to get Hawks to level 100 as of yet. But maybe some content will come along later in the game where I do need to. But yeah, those are my UR characters. And so out of the UR characters, who are my favorite characters? Which characters have I liked to play with the most? or who am I just really feeling right now. This will probably change from video to video. So if you guys go watch the 7 million battle power showcase or the 5 million battle power showcase and I talk about my favorite characters, they could definitely change. So this is not based on the anime or anything like this, just purely based on their kits and what they do and how I like them as a character in this game. I am really feeling Ocean Sun Uraraka. I really like Ocean Sun Uraraka. From the day she came out, I was saying she was going to be a phenomenal unit. I was saying she was going to replace Najire because we had gone so many months with Najire just being the best healer in the game, and then we got Uraraka, and I would argue Uraraka is still probably contending for the top spot with the Fantasy Jiro. It's hard to argue which one's better. They work really well together. So I do like the Ocean Sun Uraraka. She's very good. Obviously, Ida is ridiculous, very good. But I really like the new Holiday Threads Deku and Holiday Threads Todoroki, like more than you think I would. I mean, I went to pity for Holiday Threads Todoroki because he is such a good VE tower unit. He has 4 turn cooldowns if you do them right, even though it says 6 and 5. So just keep that in mind. And then the Holiday Threads Deku, I didn't think he was going to be as good as he is. And since I got 2 DX pieces on him when I was pulling for the Todoroki, I'm excited to get him to level 120 and try some interesting stuff in PvP because I feel like he can give Ida a run for his money, being that he's like a direct counter to Ida. So for the reason that Deku is a direct counter to Ida, and I feel like he's just going to change the meta at least slightly for me. I don't know if it'll change it for everybody because, like I said, mine's going to be level 120. But for that reason, I'm really feeling Holiday Threads Deku as well. I like all these other fantasy characters and stuff too, don't get me wrong. Like for a long time, Fantasy Todoroki was my favorite. But I think right now, those are kind of my favorites and the characters I'm enjoying using right now in their kits. Like this Holiday Threads Todoroki's kit is just so unique and so cool. It's really interesting. I also actually really like Holiday Sue, the Christmas Sue, which is why I have leveled her up to level 100, because I think I'm still working on it, but I think I can work something a little interesting out with this Christmas or Yule Gift Sue and the Holiday Threads Todoroki. I'm thinking I can make an interesting team for PvP if I can just get their boards finished. Sue is actually all the way down up to board 13. That's how much I was feeling her, whereas Todoroki is not yet, just because I'm waiting for the triple XP weekend to come up, and same thing with Holiday Threads Deku. I want to get him leveled up as well. So those are the characters I'm kind of really working on right now, and I'm excited to try out in PvP. And then down here, if we scroll down a little bit more, I really like Mount Lady. Mount Lady has been phenomenal in PvP, like compared to what I originally thought she was going to be. She's been a lot better. And then as for the rest of these characters, they all had their uses. They don't really hold like a special place in my heart right now, but they are all very good. Now let's talk about the SR characters, because boy, there are a lot of SR characters. So starting with the free-to-play SR characters, all these ones that you see here at the top that are level 120, all of these have recently been free-to-play DX potential characters that you've been able to DX. So Ida we got from the most recent event, Todoroki like we got from the case files, the All Might we got from the event before, the Endeavor we got from the case files, the Shigaraki, and the Twice we got from events as well. Out of all of these characters, I think I probably like the All Might the best, or the Shigaraki. Shigaraki's actually really good, and it's one of the only Shigarakis that we have like in this form, so I really like that Shigaraki. Out of the free-to-plays, those are the ones I think I like the most. And then for the summonable characters, like the Dabi here, the Dabi I obviously have level 110. This Dabi is very good. He has low cooldowns, he has his burns. He is the second best Dabi, I would argue, in the game, behind the UR Dabi, of course. So a really good character. That's why I have invested so much in him. So if you're wondering who to invest in, you can use this video to kind of give you an idea of that as well. But the Dabi, very good. Najire is another free-to-play character, so like she's only up here because I was able to get her stuff free to play. She is not the greatest character. I mean, she's okay for healing if you don't have like the UR Najire or absolutely no URs that can heal you, but I wouldn't invest in her too much. The Bakugo is free to play as well. Oops, and I tapped in on Miria there. That was an accident. Let's scroll back down to our SRs. And then the Mineta, I thought he was going to be better and have more uses than he has so far. I think he'll still have his uses. He's pretty decent. Yukata Kirishima, absolutely invest in him if you have him, very good. The Ocean Sun Yaoyorozu, very good, invest in her. And then if we scroll down a little bit more, who else should we invest in? I would highly recommend investing in the Sue right there. That Sue is very good as well. Purple Moneta has his uses. You might want to invest in him. That yellow Kaminari is actually good in certain circumstances. The Jiro also very good. Like this line has a lot of good characters on it right here. So those are characters I would invest in all of them. The SR Shinso has had a lot of uses in the past. I think he has a little bit, like he's kind of been outshined by the newer characters, but I think he still has his uses. So he can be useful as well. As for the rest of these characters, I don't really use them too often. The only place you really use SR characters is VE Tower. So I don't use them too often. Green Dobby can be used once in a while. He can be useful for his burn. And then, yeah, so these are just kind of the characters. Out of all these characters for the SRs, the ones that I like the most are kind of the ones I pointed out that I have leveled up, obviously. You know, you're not going to level characters that you don't like or you don't enjoy their kits. I do actually want to work on this Sue right here a little bit more because this Sue is actually really good and she deserves to be leveled up. Kami is really good, free-to-play character, of course, so if you don't have her, you won't be able to pull her anytime soon. I don't know if they're ever going to bring back the free-to-play events. I assume at some point they will. Maybe that's something that will come with the global anniversary coming up here in February. But if you have Kami, she's very, very good. If you don't, hopefully she comes back eventually. Same with all these other free-to-play characters. And I would definitely invest in like Yukata Kirishima and Ocean Sun Yayorozu if you have them, as well as any of the other characters I have mentioned here. All right, lastly, for the characters is the rare characters. Now, I know you may be thinking, why do rare characters matter? Maybe you're new to the game, maybe you're old to the game. Doesn't matter. I know a lot of people don't mess with the rare characters. Well, rare characters can get all the way to level 110. And because they can get all the way to level 110 and they have relatively low investment, like it's not very hard to get their pieces, not very hard to get their ability boards up and stuff like that, you are actually able to make really strong rare characters. You can actually make your rare characters potentially even stronger than some of your SRs. So rare characters have a use now since we have had board 13 and the DX route added to the characters. So my favorite SR characters are the Bakugo and the Uraraka you see there at the start. I also like the Mirio, the Todoroki, and the Jiro. These are actually the rare characters I put into a team because I think they have the best kits, and I think these ones, out of all the rare characters, are the ones to invest in if you're going to invest in any rare characters. And just to show you guys how good they are, we'll take a look at one of these categories. For example, let's go speed. So this puts all the characters in order by speed, and so if you look up here, out of all the characters, including the URs and SRs, look at the rare Bakugo speed, 656 speed. That is actually ridiculous for a rare character to be so high on the list. Same thing with Uraraka, very high on the list. If we take a look at power, it should be a similar deal. Same thing with HP. Power, you have the rare Ochako Uraraka almost at the top of the power list, which is ridiculous. Bakugo, he's still quite a ways up here. And then if we look at HP, similar thing, Bakugo has the second most HP out of any of my characters, and then Uraraka is right behind her, which is just ridiculous for rare characters. So anyone who says rare characters have no value, they are wrong. Rare characters do have value. They can be used in VE Tower. The reason we don't use rare characters over SR characters is because their kits kind of suck in the sense that most rare characters have a low chance to do like a status element or something like that, whereas the SRs have a medium chance, typically is kind of how it goes, and the URs also have like a medium chance, but a higher percentage, or sometimes a high chance to land a status ailment and stuff like that. So those are all my characters that I currently have on this account. Who am I missing? I am missing the World Heroes Bakugo, and I am also missing the Green General Pool Present Mike. Those are the only characters I'm missing, so I hope I get them at some point. Of course, I would need the World Heroes Missions banner to rerun. Maybe Global Anniversary, fingers crossed. Highly doubt it, but we can hope. Let's take a look at the memories. Okay, so if you are lucky enough to pull any of these memories, basically what I'm going to do here is take a look at all the memories I have and talk about which ones are the best. So before we even get into that though, I do want to say the Splash memory, I don't have it, is probably potentially one of the best UR memories because it reduces the action skill cooldown time of all allies by 1, which is ridiculously good. If I ever get that memory, of course I will be leveling it. So now, which memory should you guys level? I would highly recommend leveling this one right here because it gives you a technical hit once you level it up. It gives you crit rate and it gives you plus ultra. It is called Miraculous Coordination, a very good memory. I would recommend Adventure Awaits, obviously. Adventure Awaits is a very good memory that gives you just a whole, like pretty much everything in the game. It gives you crit rate, it gives you speed, it gives you power, it does everything if you have the right characters on your team. And then also, if you get a DX, it raises your plus ultra gauge. I would highly recommend the Friendly Reinforcements here. Friendly Reinforcements is really good as well because it gives temporary buffs to a character. Specifically, if you've ever used Fantasy Bakugo, it'll buff the crap out of him and gives you extra defense, extra damage, and stuff like that. So really good memory as well. Work on getting that DX. I would never recommend that you guys get this memory DX right here. This memory with Deku and Eri is not very good. Lend me your power. It increases your plus ultra gauge by like 70%. And it also regenerates HP and gives you skill impact, but it's like, it's really not worth it. Don't do what I did right there. I did that literally because I liked the art, and I did that when I started the game. So don't make the mistake I made. Don't invest in that memory. Don't just look at this picture right here and say, oh, DRC invested in these memories, I'm going to go invest in them too, because obviously he knows what he's talking about. Like, I invested in that one when I started the game, and honestly, like, I don't regret it because I love the art, but it was a mistake, guys. It was a giant mistake. And then the Toga memory, would highly recommend investing in that if you don't have a better speed memory. The reason I invested in her is because, one, I got a bunch of duplicates of it, and two, because it increases your speed by 50% if there's any females on the team. So that is a really good memory. Now I think there's a better memory with the badminton tournament memory if you happen to pull that. So if you happen to pull that memory, I would invest in that one as well. The free-to-play Shinso memory, goes without saying, invest in your free-to-play memories, because that one, once you DX it, decreases the opponent's speed and increases your own speed. And then just looking down the list, you can kind of see which ones I have leveled or worked on. Any crit memory is going to be valuable, but I've kind of covered all the ones that I find really, really super valuable. Hot Pot Party is a big one. It's like the cheat code to VE Tower because it gives you crit rate and technical hits and plus ultra gauge. Like, it's really ridiculous, and probably still to this day one of the best VE Tower memories in the game. So if you happen to pull a Hot Pot Party, I don't recommend putting it into duplicates. I recommend you save every copy of Hot Pot Party you can and use your UR limit breaker tickets on Hot Pot Party. That way you can have multiple copies that are limit broken, and that will help you out a lot in VE Tower. And then if we scroll down a little bit more, I have a memory that I specifically want to point out to you guys. You can see I have another Miraculous Coordination right here. Because Miraculous Coordination is very good, I'll work on DXing that one as well. It'll be a decent memory. But the memory I'm looking for is probably at the end. Yep, it's right there. Is the badminton tournament memory. This memory is literally going to be one of the best PvP memories, unless they change something about PvP coming up here with the global anniversary. But this one increases character speed by 35% when equipped by a male, and increases their plus ultra move skill impact by 15%, and then every turn increases their speed by 5% for 3 turns, and plus ultra gauge by 5%. And this is level 1. If you limit break it to be fully DX'd, let's say it was fully done, it gives you a 50% speed boost, which is actually ridiculous. So this memory is potentially the best, if not one of the best, PvP memories currently in the game. And if you were lucky enough to get it, or you happen to pull it here in the next few days before the New Year's banner goes away, I highly recommend investing in it. And those are all my UR memories. And so let's take a look at the SR memories and all the SR memories I have. I believe off the top of my head, I think I have every single SR memory in the game to date. I could be wrong. I could be missing some. I'd actually need to go look at the archives. If you don't know, you can go look at the archives and see what characters and memories and stuff you're missing. Archives are under the town tab, so go check that out if you've never checked that out in the game before. But yeah, these are all the SR memories. I have a lot of them actually leveled up all the way to level 95. I have a lot of them actually 5-star down here at the bottom, and they're not level 95 yet because it costs so much investment to get them from the level 90 to level 95. Like, it costs way more of your level up drinks, power, I can't think of the name of them. Level up tonics. Tonics is the name. It takes way more of the tonics to level up your memories from 90 to 95, so it does take a hot minute to get those leveled up. Out of all the SR memories, I think like the most useful ones are still going to be probably crit rate memories. So any memory you have that has crit rate is going to be a useful SR memory, and there are tons of crit rate memories here. I'm not going to go through all the memories because there's just so many memories, but like, yeah, there's a lot of useful SR memories, so don't don't kick or knock SR memories. They are very useful. And then down here on rare memories, there are a couple of rare memories that are useful. The one I recommend the most, the one I think that is the most useful, and I have 2 copies of it right here, is this memory. It is come with all you've got. And this one increases characters plus ultra gauge by 30% when battle starts. Also increases characters critical hit rate by 15%. Very, very useful for VE Tower, especially if you are lacking in SR or UR memories. Maybe you're newer to the game. That rare memory is it's a godsend. It's a lifesaver. It is very, very good. Anyways, guys, that is my account. Those are my characters. Those are my memories. Hopefully I gave you guys some useful advice. If you guys enjoyed the video, please go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me some comments about how your profile is looking and what your BP is looking like. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.